the Champions League final this year. History repeats itself. In Barcelona's last Champions League title, entering the final, both teams came in with the possibility of winning the treble. Juventus won the Coppa Italia against Lazio and they won the Scudetto. Barcelona, they won the Liga, they won Copa del Rey, but both teams had the chance to win the treble entering the Champions League final, but it was Barcelona that achieved the treble during that Champions League final. The same thing is going to happen here when Barcelona win the Champions League again. There will be two teams in the final looking to win the treble. The two teams are going to be PSG and Barcelona. PSG winning the French Liga 1. And they are going to win the Coupe de France final on May the 24th, a week before the Champions League final. So PSG are going to have the chance to win the treble as well. But it's Barcelona that are going to achieve a continental treble again. In the Spanish language, the word for treble is triplete. Triplete is Gematria of PSG. Triplete is Gematria of Rapinha. It's Rapinha that's going to achieve this triplete en route to winning the Ballon d'Or this season. The French word for triple with an accent over the top of the E. Triple is Gematria of Barcelona. So let's get into Copa del Rey. It is Barcelona that are going to win the Copa del Rey 35 days before the Champions League final, 1 month and 5 days before the final against PSG. Looking to win the title for the first time since 2015. It is going to achieve the treble 1 month and 5 days after winning Copa del Rey, because Barcelona are well on their way to winning the La Liga as well. So PSG are going to fail to win the treble. They're going to win the Coupe de France final. They've won Liga 1, and they're going to fall just short against Barcelona. So they will have 29 combined Coupe de France's and Liga 1 titles entering the final at the stadium of Bayern Munich. It is Bayern that's Gematria 29. And again, it's been 32 years since Liga 1 won the Champions League, so they're going to be playing in the final at Munich. It secured the Liga 1 with 6 matches to spare. And it's Barcelona, they're going to win the 6th Champions League title in the history of their team. So PSG win the Liga 1. Looks like 56 days before the Champions League final against Barcelona. Paris, France. The team from Paris, France can be in the Champions League final 56 days after winning Liga 1. Officially with the win over Angers. Angers 35 is also Gematria Barcelona. What was the table after the game against Angers? What was the table? They were at 74 points. That's a big Masonic number, obviously. They're 24 points ahead of Monaco. 24, I think about it, is the Gematria Juventus losing the 2015 final to PSG. Juventus is 24 in Gematria. 74 would be Gematria of FC Bayern Munich are hosting the final. I always think FC Bayern Munich is 74. I always think it equals 74. What was the table? The goals allowed. Well, anyway, this is a Mickey Mouse League, and they won it, but they're gonna fall short. Their last Champions League title was in 1993. That was against AC Milan in 1993. Yeah, last time the French won the Champions League was at Munich, and they'll be at the final at Munich, but it's gonna end in failure. It's gonna end with Barcelona winning at the stadium of former player Lewandowski and coach Hansi Flick. When can Barcelona win La Liga? All depends, of course, if Barcelona keep on winning, and if Real Madrid drop any more points, especially in El Clasico. That could really decide the rest of the La Liga. Yes, this could be over by the time of La Liga. How about that? I'll tell you what, imagine if the league is over on May the 4th, 27 days before the final against Paris. It's Paris, that's 27. But May 25th, May 18th, May the 14th, so this is the 35th round. So, Mallorca, El Clasico, I don't think the league's gonna be over before El Clasico. It's gonna end sometime just really shortly, either on El Clasico or after El Clasico, I reckon. Could be the 27th victory too, that this league could be over by then. It could be over in El Clasico. Will they win the La Liga on top by 6 points or something of that effect? Something like that? We'll find out. We'll find out. How many wins will the Barca enter in the Champions League in the Copa del Rey final? We'll definitely get there. So they have 29 victories in Spanish competitions. They can win their 30th game against Mallorca in Spanish competitions. Mallorca's Gematria 30, it'd be their 30th win in Spanish competitions. Win number 31 against Madrid in Copa del Rey. It would be the 11th treble in the history of UEFA. So it is triplete. Triplete. It's not just treble, but El Triplete. Here, Triplete de Barcelona. Triplete del Barcelona. The treble is here. Another treble for Football Club Barcelona. Denying PSG the treble. Another treble for Barcelona in this particular Champions League final.